Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I am super comfy. How cute is this neon green? I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but it is super, like, it's blinding. Neon green crop jumper from Primark. How comfy and cute is it? I love it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Today I'm actually going to be doing a ride or die concealers for dark circles video, because I feel like I did the ride or die base products for like brown skin, tan skin, dark skin, which you guys absolutely loved, but I felt like it was about time. It's been a hot minute since I've talked about dark circles on my channel or done any sort of video about them, and you guys know that growing up dark circles were always the bane of my life, and it's always something that I get a lot of hate on. It's always something that is an insecurity of mine, and I'm always on the hunt for that next best concealer to help disguise my dark circles. So I thought today we would do a video all on my ride or die concealers for dark circles. Okay, so believe it or not, I have, if you guys have been following me for a while and you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I have a full drawer dedicated just to concealers, like a full-on drawer. And I'm looking at my pile of ride or dies, and it's actually not that many. The reason being is I think I'm quite picky when it comes to covering my dark circles. So the way in which I work is I like a concealer that is skin color, and they're the concealers that I'm going to be talking about today. I'm not going to be talking about the highlighting concealers that come afterwards, because highlighting concealers, I personally feel that you can get away with quite a few, and they don't need to be ride or dies. The ride or dies need to be the ones that cover the darkness but don't look ashy and match your skin tone, which is hard to do when you are a woman of color. So my first ride or die, this isn't in any order, it's actually a concealer that I haven't used, I haven't picked up for a while, but I know that if I had it in my stash, I'd be happy and it would be fine, is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Now you guys probably have seen the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. The only thing that I have with this is they need more shades. So I would have to mix an NC45, and I used to mix it with an NC42, but actually what works better is if I mix it with an NC25, I get like a really nice kind of concoction that isn't too orange, it isn't too yellow, it's really nice to my skin tone. So I kind of like mixing the two just to get my skin tone color. Now the reason why I like MAC Pro Longwear, and you guys have probably heard about it so much, you probably own it already, is just because it's lightweight in liquid, but it is full cover. Like, it's like got the coverage of like a heavy cream, but in a liquid format, which I like, so it doesn't feel so thick and creasy underneath the eyes, especially if you've got fine lines underneath the eyes like me. It just doesn't, and it's just such good cover. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I used to use this all the time, and this was the little duo that I used to use all the time. It's also really, really good if you like full coverage foundation. You can take this in your makeup bag and you can actually use this as a foundation, or you can share it out with like a moisturizer or a primer or something like that. It's up to you guys, but this is one of my ride or dies, and if you haven't tried it, I would say this is the most full coverage, other than the Cream Studio Finish by MAC. The Pro Longwear is the one to go for, especially if it's for your under eyes, which is what we're talking about today. Okay, so the next concealer that we're going to be talking about, and I don't feel like I see this concealer being spoken about a lot, is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. I am in the shade Medium Dark Warm, and I'll leave all my shades down below as well, just for your shade reference. In MAC, I'm like an NC43, but I don't like to go by that because it's too yellow, so like a Face and Body C5, C6, just for your shade reference. Yeah, so this is in Medium Dark Warm. This is banging. The only thing I've got to say about this Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, the only thing that I've got to say is that it runs out so damn quick. Like, super quick. Like, where did you even go in a month? I don't know. I know I like concealer, and I know I like to pile it on a little bit, but I don't feel like you get enough. And do you know what? To be honest, it says 3.5 mil. I hate it when people do this because I don't even know what that means, but I feel like 3.5 mil compared to, let's say, the Too Faced one, which is 15 mil. Do you know what I mean? You got a comparison right there. So that's the only thing that I would say about it, but it is a banging concealer. It is I feel like it's got like some sort of smoothing effect to it, because when I pop it underneath my eyes, it sort of smooths them out. And this shade is obviously the shade of my skin. I also like to use the lighter one. I've got a lighter one, I can't remember the name of it, but I use that over the top and it just brightens so beautifully and smooths everything out. So I do love it. I love the wand on it. I love everything about it, but this is probably like my 5th one because I do love it so much. It is just a little bit more on the expensive side, that's what I'd say. Okay, so I wanted to chuck in a drugstore option because of course all of us like to go to Boots, Superdrug, to the drugstore, and we want to get a concealer that's affordable, right? I feel you. The concealer that I would go for, now the one that I would go for and recommend to you guys if you are of a brown skin, if you're a similar shade to me, is the Makeup Revolution. Get the Supersize Conceal and Define because it is banging. Like, it is banging. I love it. It's probably, I'd say it's my most worn concealer. I love it. I'm in the shade C12 and C12, yeah, C12.2 in the foundation, in the Conceal and Define foundation. I can't even. People compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape, which I haven't actually ever tried before. This one's just banging. It's got a massive, what is it, like a doe foot applicator on it. Huge. Just really nice. Same color as my skin. Everything about it is beautiful. It smooths out. It covers, most importantly. I feel like I don't need a lot of this. I don't need to keep going over. To be honest, not with any of these concealers do you need to go over twice because it just does the job in one go. And that's why they're my ride or dies. But it is just full cover. And if you've got dark circles and you're concerned about the darkness shining through or coming through and getting a bit ashy, I don't feel like you need to with this concealer. I just like it. Let me know if you tried it down below. But this is my only drugstore dupe. Only drugstore concealer actually, unfortunately. So this is the one. Also, I don't want to disappoint anyone by not having any more drugstore options. The reason being is because these are my ride or die. So these are concealers that I've tested over time, and they're ones that stick with me. They're ones that go traveling with me. They're ones that I would reach for, you know. And if I just don't reach for a drugstore one other than this one, then I need to be real with you guys. The next concealer, and I need to get more of this bad boy, is the Too Faced Born This Way, a multi-use sculpting concealer. Super coverage. This is the other one, the bigger one. I know they do another one. I think it's just the Born This Way concealer. I've never tried that one. This one, if you have dark, guys and girls, if you have dark circles and your dark circles are getting you down and you can't find a concealer to cover them, this one, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, will cover them. Honestly, this one is another one of my absolute favorites. One that will come in my makeup bag with me because it is banging. It's just beautiful. The coverage is insane and the shade selection is really, really good as well. I like this. In terms of shade, it seems to be fine. I don't really have a problem with it. I guess it depends on what foundation you're using with it, but I don't have a problem with it. I just love it. I can't even express to you guys how much I love this concealer. It is a little bit more on the pricier side, but for how much you get, I'm just not complaining. I'm in the shade Warm Sand, by the way, and it's got like a really big doe foot applicator, which you guys know that I love, and it's just banging. That's all I can say. The next concealer that I'm putting in is gonna be the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. Now this one is more on the newer side than the other ones, but there's something about this concealer, like I don't know what it is. It's like, it's very liquidy and it's kind of like a serum. It's like putting a serum on your face that has loads and loads of cover, and it boggles my mind every time I put it on. But I do like it. The only thing that I would say is it's not a favorite of mine as like the Too Faced or the Makeup Revolution. The only reason being is I feel like the color is slightly too yellow, or it's got a slight tinge to it that doesn't really agree with me so much and with my foundations. And that is the only thing that I say. The only reason that I say that is because when I put it with my Fenty foundation, it looks a bit like a mask. But if I use this concealer with like a lightweight foundation, then it's insane. So we just need to bear that in mind. I do like it nonetheless, and I think the coverage is insane. And I like the fact that it's so like liquidy, so thin, but gives you so much coverage, because I feel like the thicker that product, the more it's going to crease underneath my eyes, the more it's going to look cakey underneath my eyes, and I've always got an issue with that. So I'd rather the product to be really, really thin, but give me cover, because then it just looks smooth. And it looks like my under eyes don't even have dark circles, you know? but I like this in the shade 330. Naturally, I mean, like in my skin tone foundation color, I am 310, but these just come up a little bit different in shade, so just bear that in mind. And I would recommend to get swatched at the counter just because they are a little bit different. You might need a different undertone as well. And then the last concealer, yes, this is the last concealer that I'm going to share with you guys, is actually something that I picked up when I was on holiday in New York. And I got it from Sephora. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. Now this one's also one that I haven't picked up in a hot minute because I've been obsessing over some other ones. But nonetheless, it is amazing. Like, it is really good. I love the applicator on this. Like, it is huge. And I just love it. What I love... Oh, that made a funny sound. What I love most about it, and I'm in the shade medium... medium 4, is one, I picked this out myself. So I color matched myself in Sephora. And two, the shade selection is insane. Like, they've got so many shades. If you are of a darker skin tone, you'll definitely find your shade in this. It's just really good coverage. It's a little bit on the thicker side, like the Too Faced one, but I don't mind it because I just love the shade of it, you know. So you have to sometimes, I feel like, compensate. If it's not like a concealer or a foundation that you love the finish of, say you don't want it to be dewy, you want it to be matte, but the shade is stunning and the shade matches you perfectly, then you've got to kind of just, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit of give or take when it comes to base products. I would rather the color be spot on and it not be completely what I want, you know. Anyway, I keep rambling, but the Power Play is insane as well, and that is my last concealer that I'm going to share with you guys. Okay guys, and that is it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I know it's just me sitting down and chatting to you guys about things that I love. Let me know if you like it, because I know that you like the base products and I felt like this was quite an important video to have on my channel. If you want me to do like a ride or die in more specifics, like cream bronzers, contours, highlighters, blushers, lip colors for a darker skin, let me know down below, because I do genuinely like sharing things with you, and I can understand that if I've got a bunch of tutorials, for you to sift through them tutorials and find out what the best lip liners or lipsticks or concealers are, it can be a bit time consuming. So I get why I get why having it all in one hub would be more beneficial to you guys. Anyway, let me know down below, and I'll see you in my next video. I love you guys so very much. Mwah.